My name is Steve Vosloo. I work for UNICEF based in New York, and I'm a policy specialist for all things related to the digital lives of children. What are the biggest challenges for children in today's digital environment? There are a few. Firstly, in many ways, children are invisible. We know that they are very active users of technology. 1/3 of all internet users in the world are children. In Finland, 97% of kids between the ages of 9 and 17 have smartphones. This isn't just a first world, developed world phenomenon. In Brazil, for example, 86% of 9 to 17-year-olds in Brazil are online. So they're very active users, and at the same time, children use platforms that are often developed for adult users. This means that children's behavioral data is collected, it's analyzed, it's sold like for adults. Now we know that most AI systems, and this is an area that I'm focusing on particularly, so that's why I'll bring that up, are really data hungry. And so the protections that we need for children are more important than ever. Also, if we don't recognize children as users, then we don't think of them in the design of digital products, in the protections that we need to implement, and we don't really think of them enough in terms of the regulations that may be needed to put in place specifically for children. So while they're invisible, they're also under constant surveillance. So are adults, but because children are very active users, it's important to mention. So their lives are now increasingly being recorded forever through social media activities, through online school assignments, through their game streaming from their bedrooms at home. Even when children are not online, they're often being digitized through surveillance cameras, through biometric systems. So AI systems, again, need lots of data, and they create rich profiles of users, which can potentially limit children's future life options based on their behaviors today. Kate Eichhorn wrote a book called The End of Forgetting, in which she describes growing up today as a child, when a lot of the things that you and I did as children are long forgotten. Today, the children of today don't have that luxury. And what does that mean for kids? So this constant surveillance is a challenge, the invisibility is a challenge. At the same time, while children's data is often over-collected, some children's data is also underrepresented. And in particular, these are children in developing countries. And so again, AI systems that are being trained on data sets that don't represent all children can easily bias those who are already disadvantaged, because they don't actually cater to the specific needs and qualities of those kids. And then children are not digitally literate enough. They may be technically proficient, but they don't necessarily have the skills, the awareness, the attitudes, the knowledge to be safe and empowered online. Not just safe, empowered. We need to really focus on the education of children, not just them, but their parents, their caregivers, the industry monitoring groups, the accountability around that. So all of this and these challenges impact on children's rights to privacy, to protection, to their full development, to play, to freedom of thought, to freedom of association. Children also have evolving capacities. This is explained in the Convention on the Rights of the Child. And so again, even in these issues of meaningful consent and data agency, it adds another challenge, because what does agency and consent mean for an 8-year-old versus a 14-year-old versus a 17-year-old? So there are many challenges. They are not insurmountable. It's an exciting time to be online. It's an exciting time for children. There are a myriad opportunities, but these challenges have to be addressed, and they have to be considered in today's age. And we need to take a fresh look at what the rights of children mean in 2020. We're doing a lot. Within the AI space, we are developing policy guidance on AI and child rights aimed at governments and at business, and I'm leading that project, and we will present that guidance at a high-level forum in Helsinki in June 2020. We're also beginning work on a global data governance framework for children specifically. We know that there is a lot of good work being done in the data space, but not enough is being done for children. Our Child Online Protection team is engaging industry and is part of a number of global bodies, such as the We Protect Alliance, to protect children online, to protect against child sexual abuse and child sexual abuse material. Through our countries, we are doing a number of projects on digital literacy, and I think that we will do more work in that space. We are very much engaging the private sector through a program called the Child Rights for Business, which has developed a number of resources on how children should be considered in the business value chain and in the business production chain. So, for example, we have resources on guides on marketing to children, on children's online privacy, on the gaming industry and how to protect children and empower children in the gaming space. We are also working with a group called Designing for Child Rights, which is an excellent association, and it's looking at principles that can be applied to support children's rights in the development of digital and even offline products. And then lastly, we are focusing on evidence generation through research on children's digital lives across a number of countries. And this is the Global Kids Online project. Thank you.